It's more confusing than Inception, harder than an erection. It's cooler than Andre 3000. Oh, let's get ready for Sweet Connection.
Hello and welcome to Sweet Connection. I'm your host, Catters. With me today, Jason Lewis. Jason,
hello.
How you doing?
I'm alright.
Yeah?
I'm alright. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So you were just telling me about your nose surgery.
Yes. And throat.
And brain surgery?
No.
Okay. And penis surgery.
That's all good up there. My nan keeps making a joke, make sure they don't turn you round and operate on the wrong end instead. So, cheers, Nan.
What? Doesn't it make sense?
Cut my testicles off instead of my tonsils.
How bad would that doctor have to be that it gets your head and your genitals confused?
Should have gone to Specsavers.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all right, isn't it?
Yeah.
I feel like I'll get a good sleep out of it.
So when is it?
It's on Friday.
Friday.
So Friday. Gotta get to the
surgery on
Friday.
So you're not going to be doing next week's show? Or,
no.
what day can you do next week's show?
Probably
Monday?
Same day.
Same day.
On the day. No, who knows? I'll probably take a week out.
A week out?
Yeah. You have to find someone else.
I'll get someone else. Get someone else in.
Not Charlie.
That's fine.
Or Jim.
Maybe Charlie. It's Charlie.
Him.
I don't know. Maybe. We'll see.
He's my mortal enemy.
We'll see.
Nice chap, though.
We only have one mortal enemy, and that's Ryan Gooding.
Oh. Can you get through a show without mentioning that prick?
Is that Charlie or or the other one?
You said it.
Did I? So, yeah, that's good. You sent me a photo of your baby.
Did I?
Yes. I fucking hope it was you.
Did I?
If not, some randomer just sent me a picture of the baby.
Let's have a look, see.
He was listening to last week's show. Remember that one?
Oh, yes. I did. Yeah. So, dearest Cassandra tweeted a picture of him listening to the show with a big smile on his face.
He looks very happy. Are you sure that's us that he is listening to and it's not something else?
No,
something
it is
better than
it
us?
Is. Did I tell you what I tweeted back from the Sweet Connection?
No, I didn't, no.
So basically, I just retweeted her picture and put, bear with me.
Fucking hell, come on.
At least someone listens. And then
you are doing us a massive disservice.
And then two people like that. One of them being Super Mega Crash Bros Turbo Podcast. So they're a bunch of pricks.
You're the one who tweeted it.
They're the ones that keep tweeting like pictures and they're tagging us in it. Like, stop it. Fuck off.
You can't. I told you before. You got to stop insulting other podcasts.
Well, they're not going to listen to ours, are they?
Well,
and I'm not going to listen to theirs.
Maybe they. I don't think you're the right.
Stop tweeting me in your pictures because I'm never going to listen. Not going to retweet it. Don't care.
Except the Smut Podcast.
I like.
Do you want to send us nudes or anything? That's fine.
Yeah.
He says knowing that his girlfriend and your wife listens, but that's fine.
Hello.
Speaking of smut, actually, I've got a weird story
Here we
for
go.
you. It's a story that I wanted to tell last week, but I couldn't because Laura listens. So then I had to tell Laura, so she's not really surprised about it.
You had sex with a co-worker.
Well, as well as that.
Oh, right.
No, it was. I had a barbecue a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Thanks for the invite.
I couldn't make it. I was washing my hair that day.
Anyway, then during the week, Laura went to show me like some kind of wedding page or something.
Got married yet?
And she went on my iPad and she found this page, which is fine. And then when I was looking at it, I just sort of tapped the screen and then paste came up and I was like, I don't remember copying anything. So I'm going to hit paste and see what comes in. Yeah, it was, all right. It was a link to a granny taking it up the arse. Genuinely. And I was like, Laura and Laura's mum were on this iPad looking, thank God they didn't hit fucking paste. There are two options here. One, it was someone at my barbecue because they had access to my iPad and they were using it for a quiz we were doing. So that's that. Option two, I got really drunk and I looked at it and I don't remember. But it was a really... I'm going to try and...
Find out who done it.
First of all, what is your reaction? But like, even I'm going to try and find the title because it was a really funny title as well. Anyway, so what is your reaction to that?
Who was this?
What is your reaction to that?
hilarious. It weren't me, because I weren't there.
Because you have you ever had similar type experiences when you haven't deleted your search history?
No.
That was a very long pause.
Just thinking. There was one time on the... You remember at sixth form, they all gave us iPads?
Yep.
And our year group sort of skipped the everything was blocked sort of one.
Yes, because we were the first year group, so they hadn't realised that students would use it for nefarious purposes.
Watching porn.
Would you? Sorry. Would you like to? Would you like to hear the name of this video? Not the same. The sound. The title of this video is "Loud Moaning Anal Granny 69 Craving Young Dick," and it's fucking awful. Anyway,
did you watch it?
I watched part of it.
Oh, of course you did.
It's only 58 seconds long, so you may as well.
Fuck.
Oh, I subscribed.
Yeah, so there was obviously like the school iPads where nothing was blocked, and obviously you've been on these websites.
Well, not me personally.
Oh,
but
yes, you have. And then you get to school in lesson, and then you open up Safari, and there's the website.
Delete your browser history. It's not difficult.
No.
If I were going to do that, I would delete my browser history. Laura, I don't do that. But if I did, I would.
You're a liar.
So that was a real near miss. Fuck, can you imagine? Can you imagine the conversation? Darling, me and Mother...
I've decided we're going to cancel the wedding.
Until you explain this, I'm just like, well, it's art.
Would you rather my nan come in the room? You can have your way with her.
God, that's the worst image you've put in my head. Anyway, moving on.
What's Laura's nan's name?
I don't know, and even if I did, I'm not telling you.
What the hell do you not know Laura's nan's name?
I barely know my own nan's name.
You've been with Laura for at least 10 years.
6.5 years.
And you don't know her nan's name.
I don't. She doesn't know my nan's name. Probably.
Ridiculous.
Whatever.
I bet she does.
Probably does, yeah. Again, speaking of sex topics, I've got another sex topic.
Cool. Just call us the Smut Podcast. Whilst you're at it, send in your audio clips of you ejaculating like they did.
An audio...
At sweetconnectionpodcast@gmail.com. That's not right.
What is it?
What is our email address?
I don't know. Let me find it out. The Sweet Connection at outlook.com.
There you go. Send your ejaculation
audio. Why would
audios.
you send an audio clip of you ejaculating?
Well,
what would that sound like? What?
It was a bit like that water gun for a couple of weeks ago.
One of my favourite parts of the show. Yeah. Have you seen or heard of a new TV show on Channel 4? It's always on Channel 4. Called Sex Tape.
No.
Shall I explain to you
Go on then.
what Sex Tape is? Basically, they get 4 couples having a problem with their sex life.
Okay.
And they put cameras in their house, including in their bedroom. And for a week, it films their normal life and also what they get up to between the sheets.
That's sexual activity.
Sexual activities. And then basically, they then watch it in front of the other 3 couples, and then everyone rates it and has a chat about it.
So it's like X-rated Gogglebox.
That's exactly what it is.
Okay.
That's a better name for the show, if anything.
Gogglebox after 9.
After hours, yeah. Uncut. And it's just about as awkward and weird as
Would
you're
you go
thinking.
on that programme?
That's no, because usually your sex life isn't doing very well on that show, and the last thing I'd want to talk about is going on national TV and talking about my low sex drive or my ever increasing impotence.
So how about, right, hear me out.
Okay. All right.
During
This'll be good.
During the week, we record our own audio of us ejaculating, I'm
not even entertaining this.
And then in the next show, when I'm back, we'll, go over them and talk about it.
That is never going to happen.
What do you think, Ben?
No. Yeah, it's a very weird show.
I'm probably not going to watch it.
No, that's fine. I wouldn't recommend it. But you hear everyone say, okay, because you don't actually see anything because they all have to do it under the sheets.
So point in that then.
That's what I said. However, on the show that we watched yesterday, we saw a man's flaccid penis.
Oh.
but no breasts, which I think is unfair. You can't show one without showing the other.
What if they romp in the kitchen?
The people who are going on this show don't have great sex lives, so they're barely romping in their bed, let alone romping in the kitchen. But you get to hear people's sex noises, and out of context, it's really strange. But also, there's a few hidden gems. One of them was a guy yesterday. Now, this genuinely...
You've been watching this program, haven't you?
I've watched 2 episodes. Laura's the one watching it. I'm the one who saw it. I was like, Laura, can we watch that? And now she's hooked. But this one yesterday,
She's telling you something there,
This one yesterday, yeah. We should go on there, Ben. What? This one, it genuinely concerned me. Have you heard of what's called a trample fetish?
No.
Okay. Basically, it was this big Northern Irish guy. And his wife, kind of grey hair, and his wife, who she was obviously very, very beautiful, but she wasn't what you would call small, right? She had a whole voluptuous figure going on.
Her name should be Thud.
For the purposes of this episode, her name is Thud.
Uh-huh.
Right,
Oh,
and his fantasy is basically she'll dress up in like fishnets, leather type thing, and wear high heels and literally trample over his chest and face in the high heels. And she's a voluptuous lady.
Thud.
That genuinely makes me feel uncomfortable.
That would hurt.
That would, and she's really going for it. She's really jamming her heels into his eyes.
Like putting out a cigarette.
Yeah, that's exactly that. And she's digging in and she's pumping his chest. And I think he's
pumping his cock.
Well, I think he is pumping his cock while this is happening. Shoes on his face and smearing it on his face and digging it onto his chest. Oh. Can you imagine the amount of pressure?
She must really hate him to get any pleasure out of that.
No. She doesn't get pleasure out of that. It's his fetish, and she hates doing it. And she's just doing it for him. And it was quite sweet and also quite sad that she doesn't like doing this, because why would you want to stamp your lover to death?
It's weird, isn't it?
And it made me feel really uncomfortable. You know what? Because I've got a really weird phobia, and it's so weird.
Say fetish then.
No, I have no fetish.
Oh.
I've got a really weird phobia, and I don't think there's any name for it. Basically, it's not claustrophobia, because I'm fine in small rooms, right? What I don't like is being restrained whilst being horizontal. Okay, so
don't like being tied up.
Not necessarily tied up, but like whilst being horizontal. So it's fine if I'm standing up and I'm tied up.
Yeah.
But if I'm being compressed while laying down. Okay, so
you don't like say you're lying down in the bed and a dog on top of you.
That isn't so bad, if it was a person. So for example, a bundle. I was bundled as a child and it fucking terrified me. If I'm going cave diving, right? What? Why is that funny? Why is one of the most traumatic things of my life? You know what annoyed me about that bundle, right? Right. I was playing football, and we all agreed at the start that the man of the match gets to choose who gets to be bundled. Right. I won the man of the match, and they forgot the rule and just bundled me. And I'm laying there, like fucking screaming because I was about 9 years old with about 12 fucking boys on top of me.
Oh, and that's heaven for you.
And then they got off and they were like, oh, he was the one who meant to pick who we bundled. And I was like, fucking. Anyway.
So that
traumatized me. Why is that funny?
That's just funny.
That's the worst. Yeah. Okay, so for example, if I went cave diving, for example, if I was standing up and trying to scooch through a thin bit of cave while standing, I'd be okay with that. Right? Okay. If the cave was incredibly low and I had to crawl through like a very snug tunnel or an incredibly low roof, a few feet of gap in between it and crawl, that I would...
Have you seen that video?
Be fucking terrified.
Cave diver getting stuck whilst crawling through something.
That is my worst nightmare. Genuinely, that's my worst nightmare.
Okay.
If I was locked in a coffin, you know what I sometimes do, and this is a bit weird, to try and get me out of my phobia, because...
tuck the bed sheets in.
No, we have obviously a coffee table in our lounge, which is quite low to the ground. Now sometimes I'll just kind of scoot underneath it and just stare at the underside of it.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I'm just trying to get over my fear. No, I've done this before. Ask Laura. I've done this before.
Surely not as a power lifter. Do you not, when you're lying down on the bench, lift the weight up. Does that not scare you?
Maybe that's why I do powerlifting, so that if anything falls on me, I can just lift it off.
Yeah. Does that not scare you though when you got the weight like down here and you're like, oh fuck, oh, and then do you not?
No, because I've got safety catches.
Oh,
Except for that one time that I nearly killed myself that I have talked about several times.
Yeah.
But no, it's the fault of not being able to stand up whilst being, which is a really weird phobia.
Yeah.
There isn't a name for that, I don't think.
Hypochondria.
It's not a hypochondriac, is it? It's a quite legitimate fear of not wanting to be buried alive.
Over.
Imagine me being trampled by that voluptuous lady. I would be freaking out.
Fun.
I would be limp. I'd be limp biscuit. So there's no way I'd be enjoying rolling. There is no way I'd be doing that.
Oh, bless you. Bless your little cotton socks.
Yeah. Have you got any weird phobias?
I used to be quite scared of water.
Did you?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Couldn't swim. Fear of drowning. So there's more of a fear of drowning than there's water. I refused to watch Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Because when I was 4 years old, I had a dream I was kidnapped in the dentist waiting room by Truly Scrumptious. So I refused to watch that film.
Truly Scrumptious.
The nice person from it kidnapped me.
The really attractive, nice lady.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say that you had a dream where you were touched up by Dick Van Dyke. Not you were just.
I was kidnapped
by a beautiful, nice lady in a flying car.
I remember the dream vividly.
Yeah.
So me and my mum are in the dentist waiting room. She gets called up. She gets called up by the dentist to go upstairs. Leaves me downstairs, a 4-year-old. Didn't realise my mum's name was Kate McCann. And then, whilst Mum was upstairs, Truly Scrumptious just took me and ran off.
Right.
And then, from what I think I remember, she tried to flush me down the toilet. But because of that, I will never watch the film ever again. Ruined it.
You know what?
I say ruined it. Scared.
I thought my phobia was weird. You have out-weirded. So you are terrified of the fictional character Truly Scrumptious.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So,
that's good.
Moving on. Quickly.
The Jeremy Kyle show's cancelled. What are your thoughts on that?
Whilst I'm off work, what else am I going to do in my time? Ridiculous.
Is it about time? I mean, the answer is definitely about time.
Run its course. It's been a long time.
It still was a really big rating.
Yeah, there's a lot
very high ratings.
Yes, there's a lot of the unemployment levels are still really high.
No, they're very low, you Ollie.
Well, anyway,
they're incredibly low in Britain at the moment. They're the lowest they've been for 40 years.
Fuck me.
It's just old people.
It was on for, and then there's all this stuff that comes out saying that they, fake stories and fake lie detector results to actually prove people are lying.
I don't think that they fake it, but I'm not sure how accurate a lie detector test is. Because obviously, if they were 100% accurate, you just have that instead of fucking courts.
Yeah.
Did you murder that person? No. He's lying. Yeah. Next. They just fucking roll them out there. So I think that they are somewhat reliable, but there's always going to be a 5%, 10% chance, which in fairness is like 1 in 20 people. So if you went on that show and you hadn't cheated and you're one of the 1 in 20 that's going to fuck you up.
Bob the medic for the aftercare team.
I thought you were going to say Bob the builder.
Is not going to get a job again, is he? Let's be honest.
How about Graham?
Which one's that?
He's the fucking
Graham, that's what I meant. Sorry, Graham, yeah.
Who's Bob the medic?
That's
a non-celebrity.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Graham from the aftercare
What about
team.
Kiosk Keith?
Well, we know he's not going to have a job.
What about Security Steve?
Apparently he already has a job. Apparently he's on Judge Rinder.
Probably is.
I read that somewhere. But no, Graham's not going to get another job, is he? He's fucked it.
Fuck Graham.
He's fucked it.
What about Jeremy Carr? Is he a nice guy or is he exploiting them?
Well, he's got a lot of other documentaries, hasn't he?
Does he?
Yeah. So who?
Yeah, but
he's not though, is he?
Is there a way that he could help these poor people without calling them scum for half an hour first? Can't you just get to the point where everyone's being reasonable? I suppose it really all depends on how they act on the show.
Yeah.
So if they're rude to him, but I think there's a better way they could have done it.
Yeah.
So it is a little bit exploitative.
My two favourite stories of Jeremy Kyle is the two lovers, men, who turned out they were brothers.
Oh, I remember that.
That was a good one. And then the other one was something like, who shit in the fridge? That was a good one. Who left a poo in my caravan fridge? That was a good one.
Who was it?
I don't think they found out who it was.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, the two lovers who turned out to be brothers. That was good. They cried. They cried, didn't they? Then hugged.
And then fucked.
Whatever you want, mate.
Speaking of the Jeremy Kyle show, friend of the show, Olwen, literally showed me a picture on Saturday of him when he went on the Jeremy Kyle show as in the audience.
He was
Audience member. Now, I'm sure that this happens in other shows, but it sort of helps my point of saying it is all staged, is that they get told when to boo and laugh and stuff. There is literally a guy with a board who will hold it up and say boo, and they've got to shout boo, like a pantomime, except worse because they're being told to do it.
Yeah.
Which I think is a little bit...
I'd cheer. I'd just fuck everything up and be like, woo! Yeah!
It turns out...
Go Randy!
You aren't the father. Woo!
Yes!
It turns out you didn't shit in the fridge.
Ah!
Turns out you fucked your brother for 5 years. You're just like, woo!
Jerry!
Wrong show.
Fuck. But yeah, no, it's interesting how one person dies in Jeremy Kyle in 15 years. 2 people die from Love Island in about 3 years. And
who was the second person who died from Love Island? 'Cause it was
a lady died last year.
Oh, it was, yeah.
So,
yeah, but didn't Mike commit suicide?
So that lady.
Did she?
Yeah.
I fucking hate Love Island. I mean, that show's coming on in a few weeks.
That should be cancelled.
Do you like that show?
No, I don't want to.
I hate it with a passion.
And it's just funny how they get together and then, like, days after they leave the show, like, oh, yeah, we're not right for each other, actually.
Yeah, no shit, because you met on a fucking TV show.
Yeah,
and your whole interactions were filmed.
Yeah, where you're forced to,
to pick
make
some.
I
don't even. It's so fucking weird.
Yeah.
I really hate that show. That should be cancelled.
Yeah, that needs to be.
Yeah. I was saying good riddance. Do you want to use your go fuck yourself on Jeremy Kyle?
Nah.
No.
Saving it.
Saving it for what?
You.
We're just. You tried to use your go fuck yourself on me before we started recording the show, but you didn't realise that we weren't recording. So.
Yeah. Oh well. Fucked it.
You fucked it.
Fucked it.
Now, I've got 2 questions for you.
Okay.
One, have you used your donkey milk soap?
No, I'm saving it for a special occasion.
Right?
A formal dinner.
A formal dinner. You're going to eat it?
No,
part of your starter?
Before.
Okay.
Although, when I got back from the show last week, Cassandra was asleep, and I went to work the next day, and I got a text at about 1:30 in the afternoon. Why is there donkey milk soap on the side? And I just cracked up.
Because of content.
Yeah. I just said, it was a gift from Ben. We're doing that now. Buying each other random gifts.
Just accept it.
Yeah, just roll with it, babes. Roll with it.
Oh, that's good. And second of all, what have you brought along with yourself today?
So, a couple of weeks ago, me and you played Mr. and Mrs. sort of questions on Facebook.
Yep.
And Laura said it was brilliant, and Cassandra said it was brilliant.
Okay.
So if those two said it was, then I
must be
assume
brilliant.
all our listeners think it was great as well. I was charity shopping the other day, and I found the Mr. and Mrs. board game.
Okay.
A game for all partners. How well do you really know each other?
Okay.
Based on the hit TV show, All-Star Mr. and Mrs.
Okay, so if you want to get that set up,
I paid $2.99 for this.
That's a bargain.
Played it last night with Cassandra when we went out with friends, hence why I went here yesterday.
Thanks for the invite.
That's all right. I keep saying we should do couple things, and you say no. So we found a new couple.
You said that one.
I can't even get the fucking box open. There we go. Right.
I'm gonna pause the show now. You're gonna get.
We're not gonna play it properly because it's all like getting these paddles out.
Just pause the show very quickly. 3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome to All Star Mr. and Mrs.
Jesus, that was terrifying. Can you say that but not scream so loudly into the mic that it's just gonna?
Hey, welcome to All Star Mr. and Mrs.
God Almighty!
I'm your host. Dick Whittington.
Dick Van Dyke. Truly Scrumptious.
Oh, fuck off.
Right, so
Mr. and Mrs.
So you and I have got some questions.
Yeah, we've changed the rules.
Palm of our hands.
Fuck it, we do what we like.
I agree. So
I've got 3 cards with 3 questions on.
Yep.
You've got 3 cards with 3 questions on.
Yep.
The questions that I'll read out loud, you answer for me.
Okay.
And then you tell me the correct answer. I'll tell you the correct answer, which I fucked this right up.
I'm so confused. Can't we just read out the question?
Yeah, read out the questions, and then we'll just
argue it from there. We'll just busk it from there.
All right, we'll fuck it.
We'll fuck it from there.
Mr. and Mrs.
You go first.
Which event would your partner say should be added to the 2012 Olympic Games? This is how old this ball game is. 7-a-side rugby, 2020 cricket,
they're all inside in their
tug of war,
yeah,
stock car racing. I would say that you would say tug of war.
I would probably say rugby sevens.
Oh, of course you fucking would. Oh, I forgot. Oh, I play rugby now.
Yeah, but also I think fucking 2 of them are in the Olympics.
Well.
I think rugby sevens definitely is, and so is 2020 cricket. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next one.
Has your partner had a near-death experience? If so, what was it? It's when you were bundled on when you were 12. That was your near-death experience.
That is my near-death experience.
Which of these hobbies did your partner have as a child? Bird watching, table football, horse riding, or none of the above? None of the above.
Correct, none of the above.
Oh, this is shite, isn't it?
Shall I have a go?
Yeah, go on then.
Who does your partner find to be the most attractive James Bond? Is it A. Timothy Dalton, B. Sean Connery, C. Pierce Brosnan, or D. Daniel Craig? I think you think it's Daniel Craig, because he's clearly the most handsome. Sean Connery, the dog.
Sean Connery.
Sean Connery. Which of these is the most likely to give your partner indigestion? Do you get indigestion?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Once.
Cheese, pickled onions, pastry, a fry-up. Pastry sometimes get you a bit indigestion, doesn't it? I'm thinking of me as well.
I'm thinking of
tuna really gives me indigestion because I wolf it down. Yeah,
I'm going to go for fry up because if it's a proper greasy one, then that gives you a bit of indigestion. Yeah. So you got that wrong.
Fair enough. Which of these drinks would your partner refuse?
Here we go.
Vodka and lime, a Bailey's Irish cream, Guinness, port and lemon. So I think you would definitely refuse a Guinness.
Yeah. Nah, not for me. I've tried it once. Nah.
What would I refuse out of those?
You would refuse it's a toss-up between the vodka or the Baileys.
Yeah, fair point.
Baileys.
I don't like Baileys, so correct. You are correct with the Baileys. If your partner's family were animals, which would they be? A. Cuddly bears, B. monkeys, C. hippos, D. tigers.
That's a weird question.
That's a very weird question.
So, not just me, my whole family.
If your partner's family, so it isn't you, it's your so it's your family. Cuddly bears, monkeys, hippos, tigers.
I'm intrigued. What would you say for Laura's family?
I'd probably say monkeys.
Are they all a bit nuts?
No. They're all quite small, Laura's family, so... No, they are quite... No, they're quite short. Except their brother, who's unusually tall.
You'd fit in there, wouldn't you?
Mate, I am above average height.
For you, hanging around Laura's family, it must be like a guinea pig amongst hamsters. So that's the end of host and co-host. Host and co-host.
Thank you, everyone, for listening.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Just quickly, before we go, I fucked it.
All right, guys, see you later.
I proper fucked it.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
So, Jason, where can you get more Sweet Connection in your life?
Well, Ben, we are on Facebook at Sweet Connection Podcast, and we're also on Twitter at SweetC_podcast. So you can give us a like or a follow.
And you can also find us on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, and Podbean. So if you enjoyed the show, you can give us a rating or a review or recommend to a friend.
And if you wanted to email in a topic or a question or just say hi, it's thesweetconnection@outlook.com.
Massive thanks to CIPP and Carlyle Laurent for all of our jingles. Thank you for listening and catch you next time.
Sweet connection.